So we'll get started in a minute. All right, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, for blessing me to come out in the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect, to the sincere brothers and sisters in this truth, preaching and teaching, and the sisters that are doing as the Bible tells them to do, right? Because what we got is a lot of pride out here, right? There's a lot of destruction on this way, and there's a lot of pride out here. You know, as I was walking to the spot, I seen people, you know, going about their very day. It's gonna be like this. People gonna be going, you know. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. Select it. Try to get it in the shade a little bit. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's gonna be people doing their daily routine and going and coming as they please and doing things that make them feel good when the day of the Lord returns. Right? So let's get Luke. I'm gonna start with Luke. Luke. Luke chapter 17. Come on now, baby. Luke chapter 17 and verse 26. It says, "And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man." The Son of Man is, you know, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose real name is Yahushua, right? It says, "They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage." So everybody's going to be doing their thing in these last days, man. People going to be getting married, right? There's going to be partying going on. There's going to be all sorts of worldly activities going on when the Lord returns, right? So it says, they did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. So the same way, you know, you see things going on today is the same way it went on back then during the time of Noah. Noah taught the people for 100 years, man. Right? They told the people a flood was coming, the rain was coming, and they looked at him like he was bugged out. The same way they look at us now, man, when we teach on the streets. Right? They look at us like we don't have no understanding, like we don't know what we're talking about. We just angry, we bitter because we went into slavery and we ain't got no money and we broke. We just bitter. That's what they think, man. But hey, man, we way past that. So it says, "Likewise also as it is in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they brought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all." So during the time of Lot, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah, we ain't got to go into that, but it was pretty much a massacre. The Lord made a major massacre happen in that time, man. It's going to be the same thing in this day. So it says, "Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed." When the Lord Yahushua cracked that sky, man, it's gonna be the same thing going on. Same thing, man. There's nothing new under the sun. People have always been doing their own thing throughout the ages, right? During the times of the Greeks, the Romans, the Persians, right? The Babylonian captivity. Our people have always been doing the same old thing throughout the ages, right? So it says, "Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetops and his stuff in the house, let him not come down and take it away." Because, hey, when the Lord come back, he's not giving you no time to do anything, man. He's coming to destroy, right? That's what he's coming to do. For people got this insane thought in their heads that when the Lord returns, He's just gonna bring everybody together. It's gonna be a great day. Now that day is a day of darkness, man. That day is a day of judgment, bloodshed, fire and brimstone, right? It says, let him not come down to take it away, and he that is in the field, let him not likewise not return back. So the same way that Lot fled out of Sodom in that night, and that Noah was in the ark during that time, that age, right? When the destruction came, nobody was able to get anything, man. Whatever you got, that's what you leaving here with, man. Right? It says, remember Lot's wife. What happened to Lot's wife, man? She got turned into a pillar of salt. Because what? She looked back. She looked back, she thought about all the fun she had, all the sense of freedom, right? The free will, so to speak, that she thought she had. She was missing that, man. So she looked back and the Lord destroyed her ass, man. So that's the same way people are gonna be here, right? When the Lord returns, people are gonna be upset. People are gonna be upset, man, right? And you Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, right? A lot of you gonna be upset. You're upset now when you hear that the destruction of Babylon the Great is on its way, right? You upset at the men that's teaching that. You upset when men say, death to America. You hate that, man. You hate that. You know? So, let's go to this. Because this is not a game, man. This is not a joke. This is not a game. And you know, the Lord gonna show you. You see everything going on in DC, right? With Trump laying the smack down on Jake in DC. That's gonna happen in New York, Chicago, LA, right? Baltimore, and many other cities in America. Whatever cities you Jakes are in, which is every city, is gonna be, you know, this devil laying the smack down on you. And guess what? Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave him that order, man. Because you niggas is wicked. All you want to do is be a nigga in America. That's all you want to do. You don't care to change your ways and love your brother, right? It's all about, you know, sliding on my ops, son. I got to slide on my ops, right? So the Lord going, hey, man, you're going to have to stand on business when the Lord returns. Because guess what? The Lord going to slide on his ops, right? The Lord is about to slide on his ops. And guess what? You 2/3 is the ops of the Lord, right? You 2/3 is the ops of the Lord, right? This is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20. It says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. And what wisdom is that? The wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? That 2/3 of our people don't want to hear. 2/3 of our people, they looking at this as a bad thing. It's a bad thing, right? I don't want to hear this. I'm making money. I'm getting money, son, right? You niggas you can't tell me nothing, right? That's the way they see it. This is the way they see it, man. You can't tell me nothing. I got money, you don't. I'm living life. I'm living it up. You mad. You know, that's how Jake feel, man. Right? So it says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. And that she is the wisdom. That's not a literal woman. Right? That's wisdom. Wisdom is regarded to a woman, man. Right? Delicate. You know, the way a woman's supposed to be. Delicate, caring. Right? Nurturing. That's what wisdom is. Right? So it says, she crieth in the chief place of concourse. Right? The major cities where all our people dwell in. Where you see them from sun up to sundown. Right? It says, and the openings of the gates, and the city she locked it. Got some of these pages that's crinkled up. It says, in the openings of the gates, in the city she uttereth her voice, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? So this is what the Lord is asking. How long are you simple Israelites gonna be in a simple mindset, man? How long? I'll tell you how long. The Lord's gonna keep 2/3 of our people simple until He destroy them off the earth. Right? So it says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? Right? And the scorners delight in their scorning. Yeah, because our people love to be in sin. Our people love to sin. Right? They worship sin. Right? If Jay can't get up and commit sin, he's upset, man. Right? So it says, turn you at my reproof, meaning the Lord telling you to turn from your evil and hear your correction. It says, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. And how is He doing that? Through the prophets and the servants in the last days. The men that you hate, the men that you see, right, screaming and using foul language. And you know, I had somebody, I don't know if it was a woman or a man, they had a wild name saying that, oh, you teaching the Bible and cursing. Man, to hell with the rude speech, man. Worry about the message. Worry about the message, man. Jake always being soft with, oh, you can't speak that way. You gotta, it's your delivery. Right? It's your delivery. Nah, it's the message, man. So it says, I'm gonna read 23 again. Proverbs 1:23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and Salakia, I will make known my words unto you. And let's show you how the Lord does that. Let's get Ezekiel. No, not Ezekiel. Hosea. All right. Let's get Hosea. Hosea chapter 12, verse 10. It says, I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. So this is how the Lord speaks to His people, man. He set up men. He put the Spirit on certain men down here on the earth in the last days to reach His people. Now it's going to reach the elect, but 2/3 is not going to reach. It's not going to reach the 2/3, man, because the 2/3 is already set to be destroyed. Right? The 2/3 is already set to be destroyed, man. You know? And there's nothing they can do about it, man. You know how our people always say, turn to Jesus. Turn to Jesus, right? That's what our people always say. Turn to Jesus. Give your life unto. Well, listen, man. You can't choose the Most High. The Most High has to choose you, right? That's how it is, man. And the first sign of Him not choosing you is you not adhering to what his son taught when he was down here. Right? People like to make the word of the Lord to fit their narrative, to fit their comfortability, man. Oh, salvation is for everybody. Right? The Lord loves everybody. That's not in the Bible. Come as you are. That's not in the Bible. Right? So back to Proverbs 1. It says, because I have called, because the prophets came out here, the men of the Lord came out here to reprove you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and you didn't take heed to it, right? The Lord said, because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded, right? That's 2/3, right? It says, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproofs, so you didn't want to hear the word. You closed your ears to it. Right? You said to hell with it. I ain't got time for that, man. That's not about to make me no money, get my pockets fat. So what's the point? Because you said that, right? The Lord said what? I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Because what? Guess who puts the calamities and the affliction on you? The same one that you are turning away from. Because the Lord is in control of the good and the evil. It's a balance with the Lord, man. Right? The Lord says in Proverbs, I believe is, let's see, it's 12, 11. Proverbs 11:1. The Lord said, a false balance is abomination to the Lord. Right? So a false balance. It said, but a just way, this is the light, man. A perfect balance. The Lord is perfect balance. Right? This is Proverbs, going into the wisdom, Proverbs 8:1. Doth not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice? So this is how you get understanding, right? This is how wisdom is presented in the form of the Lord through his men, right? You got all these demons coming around right now, right? Going back to Proverbs 1. This is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 26 again. I'm going to read 25 again. It said, I'm going to read 24 again. We're going to get the context, as the Christians say. Right? This is Proverbs 1:24. It says, because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. So the Lord gonna mock you the same way you mock him, because it's a army of mockers coming out the woodworks now. You know, you got brothers putting videos up every day of mockers and scoffers, man. You know. But the Lord said in let's get let's see. It's a 2 Timothy. Peter, right? Peter. Second Peter. No, I think it's him. So you can't get away from these demons out here. Well, I'm gonna just quote it. You know, like the Lord said in the last days, there shall be scoffers, pretty much. So we know that the scoffers is gonna multiply, but they just showing their hand, man. And the Lord gonna do away with them. So the Lord says, it says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they cry upon me, but I will not answer. So the Lord ain't gonna hear you. The Lord ain't gonna hear you, man. Right? Because the Lord is a joke to the people on this earth today. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Right? So you ain't gonna find the Lord. Right? Right now you can find the Lord through his men. Right? You can find the true way of the Lord, how to follow the Lord, how to repent, who you are. All of that's on the earth still, man. But that's gonna be taken away soon. Right? So verse 29, it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord. 2/3, that's what they hate knowledge, man. They want the knowledge of the world, man. They want the knowledge of the world. And the Lord said what? And the book of what is that? First Corinthians. Is it 3? 1 Corinthians 3. It said, no, James. That's in James. James chapter 4. James chapter 4 verse 4. It says, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Because the Lord hates this world, man. Meaning this age, this kingdom. The Lord hates it. It says, whosoever therefore, since the Christians always love that whosoever word, right? What about this? Whosoever therefore be a friend of the world. So when you read John 3:16, when it said that the Lord gave his only begotten son, that whosoever, right, should let's get it, matter of fact. I don't know, the Christians read that so much, I still get tongue twisted, man, because I don't know, man. Just sometimes it just get me. Right? This is John. Here it is, you have these demons over here, these damn little demons. Right? They could have went anywhere in the park. They come sit right next to me and just make noise, man. You had a Jake, Eve with 2 Edomites. Well, one looked like a Jake and an Eve, and the Edomite. Right? This is John 3:16. It said, for God so loved the world. Oh, God so loved the world. But the scriptures say in James, right? Let's go back to James. That's all I wanted to read right there. For God so loved the world. Right? But what does this say? James 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world. So if you're a friend of the world, how do you differentiate between the two? In one chapter, in one verse it says, for God so loved the world, but then in another chapter in the Bible it says, whosoever be a friend of the world, right, is what? Is the enemy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So you're an enemy of the Most High if you're a friend of this world, but yet you got a scripture telling you that for God so loved the world. So what? Is the Bible messed up? Like what? What is that? Is the Bible false? No, it's because you don't have the understanding to know, man, that when it says the world, right, in John 3:16, that's not talking about the whole earth, man. That's talking about a gathering of a certain people, which are Israelites, man. Right? If any Israelite be a friend of this world, you are an enemy of the Most High. So all you Christians that love this world, still eat your pork, right? Still eat your pork. Still do your abominable works. You got, the colorful community up in, from the time you walk into church till you leave out. Y'all are enemy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be destroyed. So let's go Proverbs 1, finish this off. Proverbs 1 and 29. So it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord, they were none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way. Yeah, whatever you think is good in your mind, and you being in this wicked ass society, whatever you think is good, the Lord is going to check you on that, man. He's going to judge you on that. And if you're not following the ways of the Lord, you evil, man. You are a fucking wicked demon. Salakia for the language, man. Right? You're a wicked demon. The ways of the Lord is good. The ways of the world are evil. You can't be a friend of the world and say you love God. You can't be a friend of the world and say you love the Lord, man. Right? So it says, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them. So the simple gonna turn away from this. Right? Because they love simplicity. So the simple gonna turn away and they're gonna be destroyed. It says, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them, man. It said, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Right? You shall be quiet from fear of evil. Because the Lord said what? Job. Let's get Job. Right? The Lord said this. Job, chapter 5, and verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in the 7th there shall no evil touch him. The 7th is the kingdom. We're going to be immortal in the kingdom. We're not going to go through anything in the kingdom. Right? But talking about the 6th, right? The 6th trouble, that's the time we're living in now. The time of judgment, right? The end of the world. The Lord said he's going to deliver who? Which is the only one he's going to deliver out of the 6 troubles is the elect. Right? It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah. In 7 there shall no evil touch him. In famine he shall redeem thee from death. So when you can't eat, the Lord said what in Isaiah 65? That his servants are going to eat. Everybody else going to starve, man. And I looked at a couple of videos on, what happens to your body when you're dying of starvation and when you don't eat, man. Yeah, a couple of days passes, call it fasting, right? You'll feel a little lighter, but then you go, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? The body start doing, making changes and stuff, man. Then you start hallucinating. Then your organs after a while your body start eating from the inside out, man. And you look all corroded, man. You look corroded. That's a horrible death. A lot of you people gonna feel that death. Right? It says, verse 20 again, it says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. So you see all this killing going on, right? All these deaths going on, people being judged every minute of every day. The Lord is keeping you from all of that if you're doing his work, if you're doing his ways, man, keeping his ways, doing what he commanded you to do. It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. And destruction is coming. Destruction is coming. Right? Destruction is definitely coming, man. It's on its way. Right? People don't think that it's going to come here. Because what? This is the virgin daughter of Babylon. Right? This place, everybody's scared of America. Right? Nobody wanted with America. Right? When I talk to people, they tell me what? Yeah, America just going to bomb this place and then they're going to come to an agreement and that's that. Nah. This is a new day. This is the Lord raising up the Medes. This is the Lord raising up the other nations. Right? Because America has a judgment that's set. America has a judgment that's set, man. Right? So it says, verse 23. No, Salakia. Verse 22. It said, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. And that's what we do. When we see destruction on the earth, and we see it through, the sources like the news and stuff like that, man, it makes us glad, man. Because people need that. Because what? The pride is too damn high. The mockery is too damn high. The scoffing is too damn high. The wickedness is too damn high, man. People need to be judged. Bloodshed needs to happen. Violence needs to happen. And who's the master of that? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. And oh yeah, man. All these animals in the zoo, they're gonna get out. Right? You see people getting mauled down by dogs, cats, caught bodies, right? Things like that. Imagine seeing somebody get eaten alive by a lion or a tiger, right? Or a hyena, right? And this beast out here you ain't never seen that's going to come out, that the Lord is going to unleash on you damn people, man. Right? So it says, verse 23, it says, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. So the men of the Lord, the elect, amen, ain't nothing gonna touch them. Nothing is gonna touch the men of the Lord, man. Not the beasts of the field, not the dangers out here, the destruction, the evil. None of that's gonna touch you, man. You just gotta stay faithful. Because this is coming down to the wire, man. It's coming down to the wire. What you gonna do, Jake? What you gonna do, Jake? You gonna party and BS? You gonna still be in tune with America? I just read that, as it was in the days of Noah, people were doing their thing until, that rain came down and destroyed them all. And Lot, the same thing with Sodom. It's going to be the same thing this time. This time, it's going to be like no other, man. Right? That great nuclear blast is going to happen. People going to be getting fried, man. Fried. Lord willing, I have a seat on the chariot when that time comes. Also the sincere brothers that's out here, man. And the sincere Aqua that's out here too, the sisters. Right. So let's get because this place is going down, man. This place is on its way out, man. Real quick. Revelation 18:2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, man. So this place is fallen, and you see the devils just coming out. You see more and more devils, every type of devil coming out now, man. People just like, to hell with it. This is what I feel, this is what I'm going to do. Can't nobody tell me nothing. This is how I want to go out. Right? We only got one life to live, and I'm about to live it. Salakia, that was a big brother, man. Damn, I don't even know what that was. Out here with the elements, man. So, yeah, let's go. It says, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. Right? Wickedness has increased. You see it on the people. People got a short fuse, they ready to do something. When this system collapses, you're going to see the true nature of people. You're going to see that people never liked you, man. Everybody all, gathering together, laughing and joking. Shit, when it go down, them same people going to be trying to take your head off, man. Them same people gonna be out here to gun for your blood, man. And you're gonna look dumbfounded. Right? So it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So all the nations are in bed with America. All the nations are in bed with America. They all got some ties to America, either forcibly or just, whatever. Right? Because America's like the engine of the world, man. Everything runs through America. Right? It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. How was America built up? Off the backs of the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. So if America is the richest country on the earth, and all nations have, joined themselves unto America, how did the whole earth wax rich? Off the backs of the Israelites. It all goes back to the Israelites, man. Right? So it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Now this is the Lord speaking, saying, come out of her, my people. Who's the her? Babylon the Great, that great whore. It tells you that, in Revelation 17. The judgment of the great whore, which is Babylon the Great, aka America. Right? It says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin. Because America is sin. America is full of sin. If you love America, you're in sin. If you holding hands with America, you're in sin. America is sin. And sin is what? Death. It equals death. So if you are in bed with America, you like death. The Lord said, all that hate me love death. So that's what you're going to get. You're going to get death, man. That's Proverbs 8:36. All them that hate me love death. Right? So it says, I'm going to read that again, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. So don't be partakers of her sins. My people, the Lord is speaking to you Israelites, to come out spiritually. Come out of this place spiritually, man. Right? It says, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, because you see the plagues. The weather patterns is changing. The people are changing. Right? I just did a video earlier where he just had like 4 or 5 people just crying about how their life is turning out here in America, man. This place has no future but death and destruction. That's the future of America, man. That's the future of America. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquity, which is her sin. The Most High remembered the iniquities and the sins and the wickedness that these people and the powers that be has done to his people, which are the Israelites. The Lord ain't forget none of that, man. The Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, has not forgotten any of that, man. Right? The Lord hasn't forgotten any of that. So, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has stacked up sin to the heavens that he can't pay back. He can't repent. The Lord set this up because, he wants to destroy this devil. That's what he wants to do. Right? So it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. So America is about to receive double for what it has done to the Israelites, man. What it has done to the Israelites and Esau, Edom, he's going to receive double. The things you see him doing with our people now, he getting his lick back. He been getting his lick back. For over 500 years, he been getting his lick back, man. And he ain't stopping. He ain't going to stop till the Most High destroys us. Right? This man is a hunter, man. Esau Edom is a hunter. He wakes up to hunt you Jakes. He wakes up to hunt you Israelite. Right? So it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her work, and the cup which ye have filled, fill to her double. That's a lot of judgment. Because you see what we went through, what we're going through. You see that, man. This is hell on earth. This is what hell is. What we going through as Israelites, this is hell, man. Hell is not somewhere underground where you burn for eternity and have a big red demon around you or over you with a pitchfork. That's not hell, man. Hell is a condition on earth, right? That's what it is. And hell is the grave, right? It says, verse 7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. And you see the pride on these devils. Whenever they have speeches, they just pushing out judgment. That's what they do. They just pushing out judgment. This is what they talk about. We got to stop this. We got to bring this out. You heard Trump. The slums. We're going to get rid of the slums. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it very fast. Right? The protesters, they like to spit. Well, we're going to tell them they spit, we hit. And we'll hit very hard and very quick. These devils are hella proud, man. Even these miniature devils. They go around the earth, man, they starting shit, talking trash and, ramping up, chaos and having the world in chaos and everything, man. This is why the Lord is going to destroy. You got a devil over there. She's like, goddamn, oh man, these devils are weird as hell, man. But hey, Jake, our people love these devils, man. But these devils, they can't be saved. They're not going to obtain any salvation. They're going into hardcore slavery. And after that, they're going to be eradicated off the earth. That's what the Lord said. Right? So it says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow. Why? Because America has never been touched with anything nuclear. America has always bombed this place, that place. They got embassies everywhere in every country. They ain't never been attacked on American soil. But all of that's about to change. All of that's about to change, man. Right? It's all about to change. Right? The Lord about to make you see that it's a new day. So it says, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow, meaning see no judgment. Ain't nobody got the balls enough to stand up against America. Right? Ain't nobody got the balls enough to attack America, man. Right? We the most powerful country in the world with the most powerful military. You'd be stupid to come up against us. Right? This is what they push on the news and through the meetings and the conferences and all that. But America is weak, man. Right? America can't even take care of its own citizens. Their own American citizens hate America, man. They hate America. Right? It's almost, I can almost say half or a little bit, 50 to 75% of Americans hate this place. Right? And they they want to see it crumble. They want to see things change. They want to see the government taken out of power. Right? So it says, verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. Right? And she shall be utterly burned with fire, For strong is the Lord who judgeth her. So the Lord is going to judge her with fire. And that fire is going to be thermonuclear fire by way of ICBM missiles, man. And who is the Lord going to use to completely wipe America off the map? Russia, man. Right? Gog and Magog is going to destroy America off the face of the earth. You know? The face of the earth. You know, so that hey man, that's if that's not clear enough, I don't know what to tell you. So let's go and our people, they just docile as hell, man. Right? You see the signs on the wall. You see things, you see it written on the wall, man. Your money is changing. Right? Everybody's more uptight. The price of everything has gone up. Right? Your $20 don't stretch as much as it did 5 years ago. Right? There's a certain spirit in the earth that's just different. You'd be a fool to deny it. A fool to not pay attention to it. You know? But that's what Babylonians do. As long as they can party, walk around naked, twerk, drink, smoke, barbecue, enjoy the holidays, have a day off here and there, they don't give a damn about nothing, man. They don't care about nothing. Because that's all life is to our people now. Right? Let's just live it up. Let's turn up. That's what our people love, man. You know? You can't tell our people nothing. They don't like wisdom. They don't like something that makes sense. They don't like something that makes sense. They like things to be confusing. Right? They like things to be difficult, because they're difficult, man. Let's get in my pocketbook. Let's get Second Esdras. Second Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1. It said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Right? So how do we measure the time through prophecy? Seeing what's going on the earth. Seeing what's going on in the world. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And who's the highest? Yahweh. Right? Yahweh is the highest, man. Yahweh Shah is second in line, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. Right? They're not the same being, but they're in the same mind. Right? It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people. So, you see that. Protests every other day. Right? Everywhere, every other day, man, there's a protest. People are mad with something. With a law that was passed. Right? With the cuts at the jobs. Right? People losing food stamps now. People losing their Section 8 vouchers now. People just losing now. And they just fed up, man. They just fed up. So what? They come out, they lash out, they pump their fists, they got a big ass fucking 12 by 12 sign. Right? Talking about defund America, defund the police. Right? They ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. Right? But see what we doing, this does a lot, man, because this word is turning this world upside down, man. Right? You people that are you know, on a low level, you don't know a damn thing. You think these are just words. Oh, just another book they reading out of. Oh, the Bible? Oh, yeah, I read the Bible too. No understanding. Right? It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Lord, right, set these things up from the beginning. Right? These things were set up from the beginning. The Lord said that all this will come to pass in the last days. And showing proof. Right? Showing proof. The Bible is real, the scriptures is real. Whether you want to say, oh, it's written by man. The Bible was written by man, by the soldier, by the white man. You read the white man's Bible. Prove it. Right? From now on, anybody come on and say that, or if you say anything, you say we teaching wrong, you say that we don't have it, you're liars. Prove us wrong, and this is your job to prove us wrong. We're not going to help you on your accusation. We're not going to help you on that. You accuse us of something, you got to prove it. If not, get the hell out of our face, man. We don't want to talk to you, man. It says, for like as all that is made in the world, verse 5. 2nd Ezra 9:5, it said, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, right? And the end is manifest, right? So this is the end manifested. The end is manifested, man. Only the elect, or only the brothers, I'm not saying I'm of the elect, but only the brothers that's in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua can see that the signs of the end is at hand. These are signs of the end. Right? So it says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. Right? And you see the effects and the signs every day you wake up, man. Bloodshed, mass shooting, right? Death, destruction, right? Bombing, a new threat toward America. You see it, right? You see it, but you still living in La La Land. You can still go to Burger King and Wendy's and sit down at these luxurious restaurants, right? And go to a theme park or a concert or some shit. And all of that, stuff about the end of the world, and you cast that behind. I believe it when I see it. I believe it when I see it. But listen, the Lord is setting this up beautifully, because the men of the Lord are out here. The Israelites are on every major avenue of media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, right? Everywhere, man. You can't escape. You can't escape it, man. You can't escape the warning. It's you that's not taking heed to the warning. And that's not of your own doing. That's of the doings of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because he's going to destroy you at the end of it, man. Right? So you can think that it's, it's you, and you get a couple of people to back you. Yeah, them Israelites are sick, man. Them Israelites are crazy. Them dudes is bugged out. If you see them, run the other way. All they're going to do is preach hate. You don't want to hear that. Right? But the Lord said what? And when that day come, and it shall come, then they shall know that a prophet have been among them, man. Paraphrasing. You're going to know. You're going to know, man. Right? So, let's continue. It says, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works. So you gotta have works. This is a work I'm doing. Right? If you say you're an Israelite and you believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you gotta do the works. I'm not saying you gotta be a teacher. But you got to do something that adds to the ministry, man. You got to put, as they say, 10 toes down in this thing, man. You can't be, what they say. I'm trying to keep it PG, but you can't be pretty much 1 foot in, 1 foot out, man. I'm gonna just say that. It says, and everyone that shall be saved, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith. So you need faith, but you also need works. How are you gonna show your faith? Through your works. You can't just say, I have faith, and no works. When we was at camp, one dude kept talking about, there was the faith. How do you show you have faith? If I say, I have faith that I can fix this car. My car has a problem. I got faith that I can fix it. And you just look at the car like, I got faith that I can fix you. But you don't have no works. You don't actually fix the car. See how dumb that sounds? You're just saying you got faith. You need something to back that up. You need works. Right? So it says, and everyone, it says, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. So that's how you show you believe. Through your faith and your works. It says, shall be preserved from the said peril, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So the elect was sanctified from the beginning. And you got Esau, Edom, trying to eavesdrop. These devils are hurt, man. Right? These devils are hurt, man. But this is the end of their rope. Right? They're about to fall off the cliff. Right? They're about to fall off the cliff, man. And it's beautiful. It says, Salakia. Verse 9, it says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. So this is speaking on the ones who didn't believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, who did not do the works and have faith. Right? The Lord is saying that they're going to be in a pitiful case. Right? And people are already starting to feel that now. It says, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. So people, they get a new job, a better position, new car, bigger house, right? Their bank account gets fat, they get bonuses, things of that sort. But you don't know the Lord. You don't know the Lord, man. Right? You don't know the Lord. Right? So you think you in good case. You think the Lord got to be dealing with him. Look at him, man. He got money. He got all these riches, this wealth. The Lord loves him. Those going to be the ones that the Lord destroyed, man. The Lord going to strip them of everything and destroy them. Because they was never for the Lord, man. Like this dude. What's this dude's name? Let's just take, for instance, all these celebrities that you see. Because they got riches. You'll want to hear what they got to say. Right? Because you believe that the Lord is dealing with them. They must have did something good in their life to get what they have. Right? But me, I'm poor. The Lord ain't really dealing with me like that because, look, I ain't got nothing. It's the total opposite, man. Not saying the man of the Lord can't be rich and have things, because you look at Solomon, you look at King David, you got a lot of brothers, a lot of our brothers, our forefathers and our brothers who was rich, man, that had. So I'm not saying that, but in this day and age, under this wicked rulership, we all know what it takes to obtain that amount of riches and wealth in this society, man. You gotta, lay down, man. You gotta bend over. You gotta, sell your soul. You gotta worship the devil, man. You gotta do all these types of things. It says, verse 10 again, 2nd Ezra 9 and 10, it says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. Right? So you despise repenting, you despise hearing the words of the Lord. It says, the same must know it after death by pain. So, hey man, that's your judgment. That's the result of not listening and taking heed to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and his ways. That's just the way it is. Right? You do good, you get good. You do bad, you receive bad. As simple as that. Because the judgment is surely coming, man. Let's jump to 22. It says, 2nd Ezra 9 and verse, well, matter of fact, I'm going to continue, then I'm going to jump. Verse 13, it says, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished. And we really don't give a damn how 2/3 of our people are going to be punished, man. Because they had a chance, right? They had a chance, right? They received, the warning. They was told, and they, rather not take heed to it. So they're gonna be punished for that. It says, and when I'm gonna read 13 again. This is 2nd Ezra 9 and 13. It says, and therefore be not thou curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved. Right? So the righteous is going to be saved, which is the elect of the nation of Israel. It said, whose the world is, and for whom the world was created, because the world was created for the Israelites. No one else, man. Right? It says, and then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. So it's going to be a huge number that's going to perish to the amount that's going to be saved. Right? Like what? Like as a wave is greater than a drop. So imagine you're in a bathtub, or you got a bathtub full of water, and you dip your finger in there and pull it out, and a drop hit the floor. The amount of people that's going to perish is going to be all the water in that tub, and that drop is going to be the elect of the nation of Israel that the Lord is going to redeem in that time. Right? That's a massive difference. A massive difference. Right? It's not looking too good for you 2/3, man, because you just waxing worse and worse. Right? Got Esau back here chilling in the cut. But they ain't got nothing to do. You know, these devils. You know, Jay can't go nowhere without getting harassed or what is he doing? Right? This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse. And you see that going on. You see that going on, man. You see how wicked and evil people are becoming. Right? You see it, man. Right? Everything is getting worse. It says, deceiving and being deceived. Because what? The Lord said the deceived and the deceiver are his. So the Lord got 2/3 of our people deceived. And in that deceit, and in that deceivableness, they're waxing worse and worse and worse. That's what's going on, man. So this is 2 Timothy chapter 3. Chapter 3, and it reads, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." And what does the word perilous go back to? Dangerous. Evil times. Right? "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." Right? "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud." Right? Right? Very covetous. Our people are very covetous, man. They gotta have, it's not wrong with wanting things, but our people they have this attitude that they're gonna do whatever they gotta do to get that, man. If they gotta sell them their souls, if they gotta bend over, if they gotta sleep with somebody, a goddamn man, right? Or have a train ran on them, they're gonna do it, man, for them riches, man. For those material gain, for that material gain. Because what? They're very covetous, man. They become like Esau Edom. It says boasters, yeah. Ones that get on Facebook Live and show you an arm lift of money, put it all up his arm and show it, and, or take you through his house and show you how his house, look, and show you all the fleet of cars he got, right? And being proud, calling you broke, calling you a loser, right? Our people have become that, right? It says proud. Oh man, our people are very proud in this system. Our people ain't got a damn thing and they're proud as hell, right? They're proud against their own people. They always look at the shine and flex on their own people. Very proud, man. You can't tell them nothing. They know it all, right? They know it all, man. You can't tell them nothing, right? It says blasphemers, disobedient to parents, kids out of order, kids are pretty much demons, being able to do what they want, go and come as they please, disrespect their parents, curse them out, right? That's why the Lord gonna kill a lot of these kids. It says blasphemers, yeah, say that there's no God, right? Saying all manner of wickedness toward Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. F your God and this and that. It says unthankful, unholy. Yeah, they're not separate. They're doing everything that everybody else doing. Everybody else doing it, I want in. Like, how you gonna judge me? What's the new term? We listen, we don't judge. That's stupid as hell, man. That's stupid as hell. Right? It says unthankful. Yeah, very unthankful. The Lord brought us out of Egypt. The Lord saved us out of many captivities. And our people are still unthankful. Look, this is our last captivity. But look how unthankful our people are, man. Every time something goes bad for them, they blame the Lord, man. They don't think about all the things that the Lord has done for them. All the things that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has saved us out of. They don't think about that. Right? It says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Yeah. Yeah, they hate us, man. They hate us. Right? Let me get one. Because they hate us, man. Right? Let's see. This is this is Amos 5 and 10. It says, they hate him that rebuketh at the gate. And who's that? The Israelites, the men that are set up. Yeah, they hate the brothers that's on the highway teaching, telling them their ways that are wrong. Let me read that again. Amos 5 and 10. It says, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly, man. Oh, stop playing. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. This is crazy, son. Salakia. Salakia, Israel, Salakia. Salakia. God damn. Man, bird. Threw up on me. Well, not threw up, but let me move this over here. So lucky. They ain't gonna stop nothing. This is turn this way too, bro. That's it. Amos 5. I'll wash my hair now. Amos 5 and 10 again, it said, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Right? So they hate us that speaketh uprightly. Right? They hate us that speaketh uprightly. That come out and teach the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and rebuke, in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. They hate that. This is so back to 2 Timothy chapter 3. In verse 4, it says, traitors. Yeah, you can't trust our people now, man. Right? The trust that our people have for one another is gone. It said, traitors, heady, high-minded, meaning proud, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. Yeah, you love your own pleasures and your own, ways that America, Babylon the Great has told you is good. You love those more than what the Lord told you, man. How you should conduct yourself. How you become holy. It says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, man. Having the form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, man. You say, I'm righteous because I respect everybody, right? I come out, I show respect, this and that. Bird is killing me. I'm at the move. Salakia. Salakia. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Salakia. So, yeah, how people always say, they don't believe in God, but they're just good people, right? Our people good for that too. It says, I'm going to jump to verse 7. It says, ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. So, Our people, they would say they believe in the Bible and they understand the Bible, but don't have the understanding, man. Don't know the truth. Don't know who they are. Don't know where they're going. Don't know the judgment that's coming. They just don't know, man. So, you know, I'm gonna get a couple more and I'm gonna wind it down. This is Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And who is that? The Israelites. They destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Right? They destroyed, man. It says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. You can see the Lord has forgotten us, man. Right? Look at the kids, man. Look at, you know, the Israelite these young Jakes out here. Out of control. YNs, out of control, man. Eve, out of control. Jake, out of control. The only one that's sane is the men of the Lord in these last days, man. Those are the only ones that are sane. Those are the only ones that the Most High put the Spirit in to do His will. Everybody else, whether you try to come against the Israelites or you just go about seeking your own knowledge and understanding, you a reprobate. You a reprobate, man. Right? So let's get this last one. Let's get 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer, man. So the end of all things is at hand. This place is about to completely turn chaotic, man. It's about to completely turn chaotic, man. The stage is already set. The stage is already set, right? The judgment is set. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is, you know, about to completely flatline this place, man. So it would be in your best interest, Jake, to get right. If not, you're going to get left, right? And, hey, you've been warned. Like I said, you've been warned. Take, you know, do what you will, man. But know that the Lord has a judgment on its way for America, Babylon the Great, 2/3 of our people, and these other nations. So I'm going to leave it there, brothers. You know, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Wakafadash. Blessing me with the Spirit to do this lesson. Hey, to the next lesson. Shalom.